Let's be real, microtonal music is just out of tune. It's a sentiment that I encounter quite frequently, and I think it's pretty misguided. Let me explain. My problem with it is in the wording. If we say something is just out of tune, we preclude the possibility of taking it seriously enough as a sound to utilize in our own music, no matter how cool and beautiful and wonderful that sound might actually be. Take this baby piano. It has this really interesting factory defect which makes its second octave about 38 cents flat of its prime octave. In other words, it's out of tune. But that's only if we judge it by a 12-tet standard. To my ears, it actually sounds pretty neat, like some sort of dreamy ambient foghorn or something. I could just say, nah, scrap it, it's out of tune, but then we'd lose something beautiful. So what happens if we stop judging it as if it's supposed to be in 12? Admittedly, this is a little bit of a weird idea, but let's try and conceptualize this piano as if it were in 31 tet instead. In a 31-based system, its tuning map stabilizes. The out-of-tune notes with these seemingly random scent alterations reduce out into clearly defined notes. And now that we have clear, consistent labels, we can digitize this tuning and program this map into our virtual instruments. In this way, we can start to appreciate the oddball tuning of this thing for what it is and create something that is both unique and useful that isn't necessarily chained to a 12-note standard. You wouldn't judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree. If we broaden our expectations to match the intention of the music we hear, I think that's where magic can happen. Sometimes it's helpful to not just close the book on it's out of tune.